Welcome back, everyone, to Group D of the EsportsEarnings Casters Invitational. I'm Harstem. I'm joined by Total Biscuit, and we'll be getting into the second series of the day between YoGo and Feardragon after a quite eventful first series.
Eventful is a good way to describe it. Yeah, it's unfortunate that we didn't get to see the second map. As we said, unfortunately, both players had a corrupted replay. They weren't able to hand that on to us. But we do have two more budding participants willing to make it to the winners' finals to face the Mighty Artosis, face a champion in his own right. And on Blood Boil LE to the southeast position, representing again the country of France. Noticing a little bit of nationalistic bias here in this bracket, I have to say. In the blue trunks playing Zerg, it is O Gaming's YoGo versus his opponent to the northwest position. In the red trunks playing Protoss, his clan tag is Caster, just in case we didn't realize it. It's Feardragon.
Could have actually switched clan to player, as he is playing this tournament. For once, Feardragon, you're not a player and you're still in the Caster clan. We could have invited him to the well-known player clan, but sadly he didn't want to.
Nah, I mean, you wouldn't want to be part of the player clan. You know, the Caster clan is where we discuss how much money that could have gone to the prize pool goes to our massive salaries.
Yeah, I know all those discussions now, as I actually have been invited to the Caster clan lately, or the big Caster Skype group called the Old Boys Club, I believe. Not sure what that name is all about, but...
You know, I never got an invite to that at any point. I have never been involved in that.
Not old enough yet, not old enough.
Apparently not, yeah. It's only 8 years of it, still not old enough to be part of the Old Boys Club. Last I checked, most of the Old Boys Club had left to go cast or play Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, or Overwatch. Evidently, I was mistaken.
Yeah, definitely. We see, to take our attention back into the game, we see a little bit of a weird build by Feardragon, getting 2 gas before
Innovative,
his Nexus.
avant-garde is what I would call it.
Yeah. I've never, ever seen a build like this in professional play. Maybe since the end of Wings of Liberty, or well, the start of Wings of Liberty more actually. This is a very interesting one for sure. Getting the Nexus at 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That's his eco isn't going to be too great, but we'll see what he gets instead. Probably fast DTs, or yeah, it's going to be a fast Dark Shrine. So quite old school. This is definitely something we would have seen in early Wings of Liberty.
Yeah, this is something that I have done myself on ladder, and it is highly effective at inducing unholy amounts of re when against the right kind of opponent. As to whether or not it'll work against somebody the quality of YoGo, that's a different matter entirely.
Yeah, I'm fearing for Feardragon's life in the first game a little bit, as the Overlord speed is over halfway done. It will be done within 10 seconds, and nothing will stop YoGo at that point from just flying in with 1 or 2 Overlords to check what is going on in Feardragon's base.
He will, and it's an odd place to put the Dark Shrine as well, isn't it? It's not hugely well hidden, although sometimes it is best to hide in plain sight.
That is correct, but this might not be one of those situations, and we do see an Overlord, trying to go in, but yeah, changing path a little bit. We'll probably see the Dark Shrine. In the meantime, in the front, a couple of links poking at the one Stalker, which is holding the wall. Being cool already.
Enough to do it. Oh, excellent move there. We're going to put a little bit of an extra wall in. More buildings dumped down. Unfortunately, without a Mothership Core, pylons don't really attack. And there's a leak in the wall. The lings are in. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Dark Shrine is up, though. Does he have the money to build one? There's one. Already significant damage being done, however, here. This is a little messy.
Yeah, and Feardragon doesn't even want to be the one defending right now. This was an aggressive build. He had to be on the other side of the map as fast as possible, but sadly for him, he has to warp into the T's defensively. YoGo's already taking to layer, has 3 bases basically up and running, 41 drones against 33 probes, and Feardragon is just trying to stay alive at this point. So definitely the advantage going for YoGo at this point.
Lings get out. Well, at the moment, Feardragon working on an expansion. Is he building probes? There we go. Probes on the way. That is an upgrade we do not see very often. That is the Dark Templar teleport upgrade, Shadow Stride being added in, because frankly, why not at this point? And a proxy gateway being built, not exactly what I call close to the Zerg base. Let's say parallel to the Zerg base. Let's be generous there.
I think the distance from that gateway are very similar to the distance from Feardragon's main base. So I'm not too sure what it is for, but
highly similar, which is exactly what you wouldn't expect as YoGo. It is a next-level masterful strategy here from Feardragon.
This is brilliant. YoGo trying to look for the proxy everywhere, but it's just on Feardragon's side of the map. This is truly groundbreaking stuff here, Total
Indeed, the last place you would expect to find a proxy, as far away from your base as possible. How could one possibly? What is interesting, there is an Overlord with a single drone in it, flying across the map. I'm going to go with something silly like maybe a proxy hatchery of some sort here from YoGo.
Yeah, it's either got to be a proxy hatchery or a manor hatchery next to the natural base of Feardragon. And for Feardragon, I'm fearing for the second.
On the map right now. I actually do not know if there is enough detection in the universe to deal with 8 blinking GTs, but I guess we're about to find out, because Shadow Stride is almost complete. But here comes the Overlord. The drone has been dropped. It's spread. Is it going to be like a spore crawler, maybe? He's trying to spread creep, realizing that he was just a little bit too far to go. It's a proxy spire. A proxy spire.
On the wrong side of... They're taking a page... He's taking a page out of Feardragon's book. Just...
Absolutely. He is adapting to this rapidly evolving meta that we see before our very eyes.
Yeah, truly brilliant. We do see an Overseer with a couple of roaches, well, a bunch of roaches moving across the map. Roaches do have roach speed, so they're very, very fast. Feardragon has his eight group of Dark Templars on the right side of the map waiting to go in, but he might just die before he's able to do any kind of damage with them.
Now, usually when I have 11 Dark Templar, the thing that I don't do with them is stand in the middle of the map doing nothing. But unfortunately, that appears to be the strategy of Feardragon right now, and he's now heading towards the base. He'll eventually get there, but it is kind of a shame that he hadn't already attacked. There is actually only one Overseer on the map, and it's in his base. So this, if he'd attacked maybe 30, 40 seconds ago, he could have done some serious work with that. In the meantime, though, YoGo is just going to murder everything Protoss holds dear here.
We might be getting the weirdest base trade that I've witnessed in my life. So take a look at this. There's 11 DTs, there's nothing at home. YoGo has to send half of his roach army back home right now. Feardragon still has over 2,000 minerals, so if he can get warp gates to work, and he'll be able to muster the defense. He did a decent amount of damage actually with those DTs, but
oh yeah.
Once those
I'm not sure it's possible
back,
to not do a decent amount of damage with 11 Dark Templar. And he can literally just pick off the lair right here because of the amount of damage. Needs to use that teleport. That's the blink. That is what that looks like. Not something you're going to be seeing get anytime soon. There are 12 Mutalisks being built. Not that they will pop up over the other side of the map, because that's not how Zerg works at all.
No, so the proxy spire not doing its job in that regard. These 11 Dark Templar has been reduced to 6 right now, only 5 here. Not sure where the 6th Dark Templar is. And YoGo seems to be in a good place. Has about 12 to 14 roaches in the opponent's base. Feardragon already typing in chat. GG being called.
Gives up, which unfortunately, that's unfortunate. I think you got 26 probes. You have 3,000 minerals in the bank. You take those probes and you start building everywhere. Simple as that. You could make a comeback from that point. But I think there's something of a mismatch here in the skill. And it's possible that the meta that Feardragon is used to, where that actually works, is not the sort of meta that YoGo is willing to play today.
No, I have a strange feeling that YoGo might be a few levels above Feardragon for sure. So, yeah, so far my prediction of YoGo showing a dominant performance is coming through. I'm very curious what we're going to see in the second game, because you can say that Feardragon might not be the best player, but he definitely has a creative mind. He already revolutionized the proxy meta. He He took a Nexus minutes later than we're used to. So I'm very curious what we're going to see from him this time around.
I can't wait, honestly. I really can't. There was some serious innovation going on right there. But what you should generally do when you have 11 Dark Templar is actually attack with them. It's usually a decent strategy to have.
Yeah, maybe he just was waiting for the base trade to occur. He knew he couldn't fight those roaches, so he waited for the roaches to leave. Maybe that was his plan all along, blinking around, trying to snipe hatcheries. If this actually was his plan, he might have been onto something. Imagine him jumping into the main base, sniping the lair before a second overseer was made. That could have been game-changing, their Total Biscuit. But
absolutely, without a doubt.
Those are all afterthoughts, and we're going into game number 2. So, for you, the honor of the introductions.
Absolutely, the only thing I'm good at. To the southeast position, ladies and gentlemen, in the red trunks, the challenger, currently down 1 game in this best of 3 series, needs your support and energy, and builds, and mechanics, macro, APM, basic knowledge of StarCraft. Playing Protoss, from the Caster clan, it's Feardragon. Don't ask me for any of those things, because I don't have them either. To the northwest position, in the blue trunks, playing Zerg, currently at 1 game. Once again, the clear, rigged French bias, obviously on full display, the one and only YoGo.
Yes, and both of them sending out a very early scout, which is not uncommon for Protoss, but it is uncommon for Zerg. And we saw YoGo having some trouble controlling his scout, and Feardragon actually getting the first blood this game. So definitely a different game already than game number 1.
Yeah, very different. Absolutely, no doubt about that. And that's great. I like to see a little bit of variety in my games, honestly. We definitely saw that, certainly.
And Feardragon also opting for a Nexus at a regular time. So we might actually be seeing the start of a standard game here, but I would be lying if I didn't think this little probe hiding outside the third base of YoGo is up to something. Maybe a proxy Stargate, a proxy Robo. I feel like that probe is there for a reason. Or he might just forgot about it. That's also very possible.
Yes, that is possible. But the best thing about probes across the map that you forget is the pleasant surprise of rediscovering them later, which is the kind of thing that an opponent would never possibly expect. He's found it. He's moving it. He's probably very happy to realize that it's there. But the question is, what does he do with it? We look in maybe proxy, Stargate, something along those lines. The problem being that usually you need a pylon. There we go. There we go. A fairly unfortunate supply block here for our Protoss player very early on.
Yeah, this is actually... this is going to be quite bad for him, because YoGo opted to go for the 8-link start. And with no units on the way for Feardragon, this might actually be fatal. He won't be able to get a Mothership Core in time, nor an Adapt. Even with Chrono Boost, those 8 links are going to do a lot of damage. And what isn't even a real pressure build might be able to kill 6-7 probes.
I would think that it might. Possibly even more than that. No wall off here for Feardragon whatsoever, going for a in-base proxy Stargate, which is the most cunning of proxies. And this could be over quickly.
This could be over very quickly. Feardragon realizing right now that he didn't actually make a unit.
Yeah. In my 8 years of StarCraft casting knowledge, and you're going to have to back me up on this as a professional player, a good counter to making no units is making units.
Yeah, I'll completely back you up here.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well...
Game.
Yeah,
game.
That was by the strictest definition of the term a game. 3 minutes 42 of abject misery for Feardragon. That was a little unfortunate, but I think we see that there was a bit of a skill mismatch there, and that means we're going to have a great winners bracket finals between Artosis, the Protoss player, and YoGo, the Zerg player. Do like myself a little bit of PvZ. Yeah,
for sure. Very, very much looking forward to that match. which is the match we will be having after this. I believe we're going to throw it to a quick commercial break, set up the lobbies for that, and we'll go there. So stay tuned, guys. Don't go anywhere.